Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jabihari Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Shri Shri Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Go Premanandi, Hari Haribo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Lord Nityananda Rama ki jai. So reading today from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. Are we reading the summary or just 1, 2? Okay. This is the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. Vande Tanad Bhutaishvaryam Shri Nityanandam Ishvaram Yasyechaya Tat Avarupam Agenapi Niruptaye Vande Nandat Bhutaishvaryam Shri Nityanandam Ishvaram Yasyechaya Tad Swarupam Agenapi Niruptaye Vande Nantad Bhutaishvaryam Shri Nityanandam Ishvaram Yasyechaya Tat Swarupam Agenapi Niruptaye Vande. Let me offer my obeisances. Ananta, unlimited, Adbhuta, and wonderful. Aishwaryam, whose opulence. Sri Nityanandam, unto Lord Nityananda. Ishwaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasya, whose. Ichchaya, by the will. Tatswarupam, his identity. Ajnana, by the ignorant. Api, even. Niruptaye, can be ascertained. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. Please repeat. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even the fool can understand his identity. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Repeat after me. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eshat loke kahila Krishna Chaitanya Mahimna Panchashloke kahi Nityananda Tattvasima. I have described the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya in 6 verses. Now, in 5 verses, I shall describe the glory of Lord Nityananda. Sarva Avatara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Tanhara Dvitiya Deha Shri Balaram. Please repeat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. We'll do it again. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Shri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the primeval Lord, the original form of Godhead. In his first expansion is Sri Balaram. The personality of Godhead can expand himself in innumerable forms. The forms that have unlimited potency are called Shvangsa. And forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called Vibhinangsha. Om Jnana Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistang Stapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Didati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nityananda Ram Ki. So we are very fortunate to hear wonderful glorification of Lord Nityananda, Kripanidhi Prabhu and His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj gave very beautiful explanations. But just as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking to Rupa Goswami, he said that the ocean of transcendental bliss is so huge to discuss the pastimes of the Lord and the activities that go on in the transcendental realm. But I'll just give you one little drop of that ocean so that you can actually give it to others. Just like we were hearing, especially in the summary in this 5th chapter, the glories of Lord Nityananda, Balaram, that they're the Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva Krishna, Balaram, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and they're expanding. Of course, it's very technically described, but we understand that from Lord Balaram, Mahavishnu comes, Karanadakshay Vishnu. And Mahavishnu lying in the causal ocean, Karana ocean, just from his breathing, unlimited universes are emanating from the pores of his body. And the extent of it, one breath is a lifetime of Brahma and all the inhabitants in the higher planets that are living millions and billions of years beyond our imagination. Just one breath. I think now they take a record, somebody can hold their breath for 6 minutes, 7 minutes, but the Lord can produce unlimited universes. Not only producing unlimited universes, but then as Garbhodakshay Vishnu entering into each and every universe, creates his own ocean, Garbha ocean, and lies on Sheshanaga, which is Balaram. Lord Balaram, he is the first incarnation of Krishna. And then, in order to facilitate all the living entities, he comes as Kshirodakshay Vishnu. And within this universe, there's Shweta Dweep. The Lord is in the milk ocean, on Shesha, performing his pastimes whenever the demigods are having some difficulties with the demons. And when the Lord is incarnating in order to facilitate or to exhibit some of his transcendental pastimes in order to attract us back home, back to the spiritual world. So Balaram, he's powerfully facilitating. It's just like those who are criminals, the government creates a prison house. And the prison house, technically, they're supposed to reform their bad character and become law-abiding citizens, and so that they can actually function within society without harming themselves and others. So somehow, we've left the spiritual kingdom. We have, Krishna has transcendental loving affairs, transcendental pastimes, and somehow, due to our minute independence, we want to be the enjoyer. But Jivera Swarupoi Krishnera Nityadas, we're all eternal servants of Krishna. Different capacities, as servant, as friend, as parent or lover. And these are all described, especially when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy got together, isn't it? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking so many questions, and Ramananda Roy says, I'm like a stringed instrument, and you're playing the strings. It's all coming, whatever I say is coming from you. So he didn't want to accept the fact that Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nashi Shudra Kene no Ye Krishna Tattva Beta Se Guru Hoy. Because Ramananda Roy was feeling a little bit apprehensive about speaking in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, no. Doesn't matter whether one is born in this family or that family, comes from a Brahmin family or Shudra family. If one knows the science of Krishna, he can become guru, he can speak. So the bewildered living entities in this world are attracted for enjoyment, and basically men and women are both attracted by the sex impulse. So Krishna comes and performs beautiful pastimes, having rasa dance with gopis, and all the literatures of the philosophers and different writers and different plays and movies are all about men and women having relationships, looking for happiness. But unfortunately, pursuing happiness in material world is a big struggle, isn't it? We're looking for happiness by finding the right person, getting together, producing more cute little persons that we can take care of, and providing a nice home, having a suitable bank account, nice car, and a good reputation. Everybody wants to be, seen as a very special person. We have to remember all the great in the history of in modern times. Everyone's looking for their reputation. But life is very, very short. In Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. We're wandering throughout this universe, unlimited universes, because every time we may go through various forms of life as demigods, as human beings, as males and females, as animals, as trees and plants, aquatics. All life is simply a material covering of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Like a potter, he's making a variety of pots on his wheel. And material scientists and anthropologists are only seeing the pot and the wheel, but they're not seeing the person who's actually behind it all. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kontya jagat viparivartate. That this material nature is produced by Krishna and controlled by Krishna. So these material ingredients which form our body and the bodies of all living beings are being given by Krishna. But everyone has desires and aspirations, and one can't stop thinking that, I'll become quiet. Like a small child, you say, you become quiet now. No, they can't become quiet. You have to give them some better engagement. So Krishna is giving us the better engagement. Instead of hearing about the mundane love affairs between the king and queen, or, this romantic affair, or, everything's very full of intrigue and many times horror and fighting and killing. And it's all about looking for happiness. So Krishna is showing that you can have a relationship with me. And Prahlad Maharaj, he's giving what he understood as the best knowledge: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanavedanam. To have a opportunity to meet a pure devotee, and we all have that opportunity, because through Prabhupada's books and through his service, by serving Srila Prabhupada, one is actually associating with a pure devotee. And without the mercy of a pure devotee, one cannot understand the science of Krishna consciousness, because we actually are covered by material nature, by desires to enjoy. So until we come to the point of surrendering, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Tadviri pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanas tattva darshana. To learn the truth, you have to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Surrender to the lotus feet of the spiritual master, inquire submissively, and render service. So Srila Prabhupada, he's carrying the message of Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling Jeev Jago, Gauda Chandra Bole. So Chaitanya and Nityananda appeared in Gauda Desh like simultaneous sunshine and moonshine. And out of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls who are rotting in the material world, they freely giving love of God, love of Krishna. Even though those who are interested only in sense gratification have no desire to hear about Krishna. They have no desire to understand that I am eternal, and there's a process of awakening my love for Krishna and awakening eternality. It says that those who don't hear about Krishna and take up the process of devotional service, they're pashugna, they're either killing animals or killing themselves by not taking up the process of self-realization. So the enthusiasm and determination, as described by Rupa Goswami, utsahan nishchayat daryat tat tat karma pravartanat, that one needs to be enthusiastic, determined, and patient. And by taking up the process of chanting, I saw that in especially following Srila Prabhupada, when devotees first came to India, and they were, like Prabhupada taught us, that he would chant and everyone would respond with mridanga, kartal, like Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan program. But people were not accustomed to that kind of kirtan, and they were so attractive. It was so, in the streets, they would parade through the streets, especially I was in the different cities. Everyone was very enthusiastic to see that the Westerners are taking the same dharma, or our religion of chanting Krishna's holy name. And this was so beautifully accepted that this chanting of Krishna's holy name spread all over the world in a very miraculous way, just as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. Bharata bhumite hoila manusha janma jar janma sarthaka korikara paraupakar. That the Lord advented himself. He can appear anywhere, but so many incarnations of the Lord appeared in Bharat land, a very pious land. And those who have taken birth in Bharat are actually instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ordered. Imagine the Supreme Lord is giving his order that it's your duty to take this message of Krishna Bhakti and spread it all over the world. Because you're fortunate to have Vyasadev, Mahabharat, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-Gita, what to speak of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Krishna book. And these are all transcendental literatures glorifying Krishna and his pastimes, glorifying the devotees of Krishna. And also how the devotees are so eager and enthusiastic to save the fallen conditioned souls, because one who's developing Krishna Bhakti is titikshava karunika suhrida sarvadehanam. He's tolerant, titikshava karunika, very merciful. He's a friend to all living beings. Just as Krishna says, I'm in the heart of everyone. I'm a friend to everyone. Isn't it? Bhoktarang, jagatapasang, sarvaloka maheshwaram, suhridang sarvabhutanam, gyatpamang shanti mrishyati. We're all looking for peace. We're looking for happiness. So many peace formulas. United Nations, League of Nations. They really need peace now, because right now there's no peace. It's all very crazy world that we're living in, and everyone's selfishly looking how to satisfy their own, I am this body, this is mine, that's mine, this is my country, my nationality, these are my people, you know, and let us fight to see who can dominate and get more so we can become enjoyers. But there's no enjoyment in this world, from the top planet down to the lowest planet. From Brahmaloka, even the demigods, they may have so much facility for sense enjoyment. They also enjoy, and we're thinking, well, I want to enjoy too. So we worship the demigods. I can get a godly body, live a long time, and try to enjoy this world. But ultimately, you have to leave this body. We have to die. And people don't want to talk about that. Everyone's dying around us, we're seeing, isn't it? Animals are dying, humans are dying, everyone gets old, diseased, and death comes. And during the vitality of youth and the madness of trying to enjoy this temporary world, we don't think that if I don't apply myself to hearing about Krishna or following the formula of the doctor, Balaram, Lord Nityananda, the Adi Guru, he's instructing in the heart, Sarvasya Chahang Hridi Sanavishto Matat Smriti Jnana Vapohanang Cha. Krishna's in the heart of every one of us. He instructed Brahma through the heart about the science of self-realization, the purpose of life, the goal of life. What is the goal of life? To be happy, right? To be peaceful, and to awaken our eternal life. What's a few years? 10, 15, 50, 100 years is finished. Then where I'm going, doesn't matter, I'll forget. If I come as a dog, it doesn't matter. I can bark at you, you know? And many times dogs bark when there's a parade going, a caravan going to a very... So we sometimes say, let the dogs bark. The caravan moves on. And Prabhupada started such a dynamic movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, empowered by Lord Nityananda. It's not something that just happens. A 70-year-old man with no contacts of any sort, no money, coming with some little plastic shoes and an umbrella and some books, can spread an international movement in just a matter of like that. Immediately, it just sparked, and because it's genuine. This is Vyavasayatmika buddhi reke hakuranandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavisayanam. Devotee is fixed in his determination that I want to go back to Godhead. I want to learn what it means to love and serve devotees and be in the association of devotees. Because material life means karmi life, one of sense gratification, and people are so unhappy. They're so disturbed. They're so frustrated. They see no hope for the future. Their family life is miserable. Their community life is miserable. Their nation life is miserable. It all ends in disease and death. It sounds very dim, but the bright side is that we're eternal. Najayate Mariyate Vakadachin. We're eternal, ever existing, undying. We're temporarily covered by these bodies. We're encased by the mind, by the contaminated intelligence. The mind's difficult to control, no doubt. The intelligence, without purifying the intelligence, we're going to pursue sense gratification like everyone does. What does a dog do all day long? Look for food, and then when it's time, eating, sleeping, sex, and eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And they're fighting all the time, always fighting for territory, isn't it? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has manifested himself in the form of the Maha Mantra, the holy name of the Lord. Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. He's bringing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, bringing the medicine from the spiritual world. He himself is freely distributing, even though one is not, whether he's a good candidate or not a good candidate. He said, Nishananda, he's very merciful. Doesn't matter if you're qualified or unqualified. He's giving it. But those who are expertly hiding themselves and not allowing the sunshine or the brightness of Krishna consciousness to enter their lives, they may miss the opportunity. But all of you who are hearing, we're glorifying Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because they're actually Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Goratvashe Namaha. Rupa Goswami glorified Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are non-different. They're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That you're the most merciful Lord, who are bringing this gift of God, love for Krishna. And as one actually feels the love of the devotees, the reciprocation by hearing Bhagavatam, by hearing the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and hearing the marvelous pastimes of the Lord, we become enlivened and eager and enthusiastic that, yes, this is what I want. So if we want to become healthy, we have to follow the prescription. The rules and regulations are not there just for, just to punish you. You cannot do this, can't do that. Can't do anything practically. But the positive side, chanting, dancing, prasadam, seeing beautiful deities, smelling the beautiful flowers and the tulsi, and having the association of devotees, being able to serve, render service, making beautiful flower garlands. You're going out distributing books, cleaning the temple, fully engaging our hands, our legs, our brain, our intelligence for Krishna. And the more and more we surrender to the process of bhakti, the more Krishna reveals. Ye tamang prapajate tang sataiva bhajamyaham. So we're chanting together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're known as the Hare Krishna movement because we're always chanting Krishna's holy name. Prahlad was chanting, Dhruva Maharaj is chanting, all the great acharyas are chanting Krishna's holy name. And what did Sanatana Goswami do? He was in charge. He was minister, chief minister in the government, very powerful, come from a good family, very wealthy, all kinds of aristocratic association, but he renounced all those materialists. He renounced the government, the money, just like Bharat Maharaj, Bharatvarsh. He had a huge empire, beautiful family, beautiful children, unlimited treasure, famous, but he renounced everything for the purpose of engaging in devotional service and awakening his love for Krishna, because the beauty of Krishna, Krishna's renunciation, Krishna's strength, Krishna's wisdom, Krishna's everything about Krishna's glories is so attractive that one has no taste for remaining in this material world. How long can you enjoy the riches? How long? Your family grows up and all leaves you anyway. Especially in the West, you have at least a family unit. In India, many times the mother and mother-in-law and sometimes, different relatives all live together in joint families. Not in the West so much. Everybody has their own place and they put the old folk in old folks' homes. Forget about them. It's terrible that we should actually appreciate that. How do we get this body? From our mother and father. So Lord Chaitanya showed great love for Sachi Mata. And he said that, you tell me where I should stay. You stay in Jagannath Puri so I can hear about your pastimes. Yes. So it's actually our duty not only to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, but also to love our own, at least in this physical body. We have so many responsibilities to our mother, father, demigods. But all responsibilities are taken care of for one who takes up Krishna consciousness. But we don't do it in a blind or calloused way. We should become very sensitive and loving. Obviously, not everyone is appreciating Krishna consciousness to the same level, but Srila Prabhupada's determination, despite so many difficulties, health difficulties, the society had so many challenges, because as Westerners, we weren't very educated as far as Vedic principles and what it means to be clean, Brahmana, and so we had to learn everything by Prabhupada's mercy. He was training all of us that we can give up this material life and take up spiritual life. And every day, devotees will go out on Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan, despite any challenges. I just remember the devotees all together on this one college campus, and there was this Christian groups, sometimes they'd be saying, oh, you are all idol worshippers, you're going to go to hell. And, they had their Bible and they, speaking very biblically and loud, nothing against Christianity. But devotees were just so absorbed in chanting and dancing, they couldn't be bothered. And everybody could see that they're on a transcendental platform. We're hearing about Krishna and relishing. Even I know during Janmashtami, one celebration in New Vrindavan, it was getting midnight. Many devotees were fasting all day and were tired and thinking, okay, midnight's coming. And I think an hour or two before midnight, Prabhupada has read Krishna book. So one Lila after another, it's already past the time and still more Leelas are coming. And Prabhupada was showing that Krishna is ever fresh and ever new. And the more we can tune in, like in a radio, if you want to hear clearly the message, you have to fix the frequency in such a way that you tune in to the station and you hear clear message. So Krishna consciousness means to refine our consciousness, purify our intelligence and mind, and engage our senses in Krishna's service. And the more service we can do for Krishna, the more we can associate with the devotees, the more we can actually regulate according to the instructions of Prabhupada. He was asking the Sankirtan devotees, very good, you're distributing books, but are you reading my books? You must read. He said, read 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, all day long you can read Bhagavatam. Oh, imagine that 1 hour reading Bhagavatam, it takes some discipline. The mind is restless. I'm sure we can find some better things to do than read Bhagavatam. No, read the Bhagavatam. But the regulation is very important. Just like a yogi doesn't eat too much, doesn't eat too little, doesn't sleep too much, doesn't sleep too little, and he's regulated in his various habits. But we need to rise early in the morning, bathe, hear the holy name, hear the pastimes, come and see the deities. The artiks are very, the Lord is present. It's not that these are statues or we're idol worshippers. No, the Lord is present everywhere, but he's especially present where he's being worshipped and glorified. And devotees are singing and dancing, appreciating the beauty of the deities. There's immense benefit. This is cleansing the thick, covered heart and mind, because we're always looking for sense gratification. That's all we can think about, is how to satisfy the senses and the mind. And this is accumulation of dirt. And this dirt is cleansed by Chaito Darpana Marjanam, by chanting and hearing about the Lord. And so we have this wonderful opportunity after the artik to chant, hear more, come and greet the deities again in fresh new outfit with flowers, so brilliant, isn't it? And you hear Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And then what do? We're worshiping the Guru, the spiritual master, because Guru Puja means we're worshiping Lord Balaram, we're worshiping Lord Nityananda. The Guru, the first Guru is Krishna himself. And so Srila Prabhupada, representing the Guru Parampara, has made us fortunate. We had no good fortune. We had no opportunity to understand who is Krishna, what is the purpose and goal of life. We're simply running aimlessly, being distracted by the allurements of material nature and thinking there's some happiness in this family life, there's some happiness in being a nationalist. The only happiness is hearing about Krishna, Radha Shyama Sundar, Gaura-Nitai, Krishna Balaram's beautiful activities. And the more we hear it, the more attracted we'll become. And then the entire day, so now we're sitting in Bhagavatam class after a dynamic Guru Puja and Kirtan. Imagine Srila Prabhupada's in the Samadhi here. Prabhupada's personally here. This is home. And they say, what is the best place to live? Sri Vrindavan Dham. To live in Sri Vrindavan and perform devotional service means you're the most fortunate person in the universe, anywhere. And so we have this opportunity to actually chant Krishna's name in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is what the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were doing. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was doing. Lord Nityananda was dancing and chanting. And the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the followers of Lord Nityananda, all the great devotees were just so enthusiastic and mesmerized by the beauty of Krishna and by the mercy that they're receiving, that Krishna is opening the gate to the spiritual world. By having good association, you're opening the doorway to the spiritual kingdom. By associating with materialists and those who are only pursuing sense gratification and living the life of illusion, we're opening the gateways to the hellish planets. And if you don't believe me, read the 5th canto. Hellish planets are rough, is a rough place to deal with. And there's so many sinful activities that take place in this material world that unless we surrender Krishna, sarva dharman parityajam mamekang sharanang vrajam aham tvang sarvapapebhyo mokshayashyami masuchaha. Krishna says, surrender, give up all varieties of religion. I'll free you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. If an ordinary person tells you, don't worry, surrender to me, I'll take care of you, you may have doubts. How are you going to take care of me? But Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, they're saying you surrender, meaning that you take up this chanting, you take up the dancing, hearing about Krishna, always, all day. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, chant His holy name. Then I'll protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Everyone is fearful. They may feel very bold and a real He-Man. Oh, I'm not afraid of anything. Oh, you know, when it comes time that you're in the face of death, they say like in a dark cave, the lion or the elephant is waiting. And we all have to face leaving this body. And if we wasted this gift, the human form is a vehicle. And if the vehicle is not utilized to get to a destination, it's useless. We need to put some petrol in our vehicle and start heading in the right direction, because we have the proper guide. We have the map of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have the example of the Panca Tattva and the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada brought us the rich culture of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who was printing so many books, who was doing his kirtan through the streets of India in Vrindavan. It's just so exciting and happy. I remember we did our first Rath Yatra in Mathura during the centennial year. There was 1,000 devotees, may not be a lot, but it seemed that we had flags and we were in Mathura, and raging kirtan with Jagannath was taking place, and the Mathura Vasis from their balconies are throwing flowers. It was all like Krishna Lila, like Krishna and Balaram going through Mathura, and what to speak of killing Kamsa. But the demons are also inside of us. Previously, they were on different planets, different countries, but especially in Kali Yuga, the mind can be the best friend or the worst enemy. And the senses are always irritating, agitating, so the master mind is always making plans, you know, how to find that happiness. Sometimes we make plans how to get the burfi, that's okay. Because we know that the Mahaprasad is purifying. So don't miss this opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity to serve Krishna, to actually appreciate one another's service. Not we're not perfect. We make mistakes, we're illusion, cheating propensity. What's the other one? The senses are imperfect. But by this process of Krishna consciousness, one awakens his transcendental senses, his transcendental intelligence, and he's guided by the perfect pure devotee, Brijabasi, Srila Prabhupada. So we should not waste a one moment in Krishna's service. It's a wonderful opportunity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Balarama ki. Let's give a few minutes for questions, comments, complaints. Not too many complaints. Yes, Prabhuji. There's a hand up. Did you hit your hand up? I didn't see.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I just need to ask you, when we're in Vrindavan, we are very focused. But what is the best way to stay focused and motivated when we're not in Vrindavan? Like as you said, we're in the West. We don't sometimes have association of the devotees. We don't have Harinam Kirtan going on 24/7. How do we motivate ourselves when we're not in Vrindavan?
It's a very good question. Yes, in the West, Prabhupada, he made little, what do you call it, satellites, oasis. And when Prabhupada said, when you're in the temple, it's a spiritual world. So we may not have the strong kirtan and so many devotees and the atmosphere of Vrindavan. Like in the summer, May, June, July, I go to New Raman Reti. But unfortunately, they have Krishna Balaram, Gaura-Nitai, Radha-Shama Sundar, the temple is there, Kirtan is there, Prasad is there. So whether it's in your home or the temple, if you're reading the Bhagavatam, if you and your family are doing Kirtan or getting together, that's why there are many home programs, especially in the West, when we can invite our friends, our relatives, or those who are interested in Krishna consciousness, and have kirtan. We know the kirtan melas are becoming popular because it's an opportunity for devotees to come together, to chant the holy name, and be enlivened. So this is, then Krishna gives us intelligence how to mold our lives so that we can get the ultimate benefits. So then you make plans how I can actually come to Vrindavan. Seriously, because Prabhupada wanted that you come to Vrindavan and you serve in Vrindavan and here in Vrindavan. Of course, the preaching work must go on, and we should continue our preaching. I mean, I spent many years in the airport, traveling Sankirtan, here, there, for many, many years. But coming to Vrindavan, going. But Vrindavan is special because it comes from the spiritual world, and this is the place Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to be, Lord Nityananda as well. But you can make your own temple in your own home, Vrindavan, by following strictly Prabhupada's orders.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's more of a personal question, if that is okay.
How about impersonal?
I just want to know, especially for the benefit of the grihastas, since you have been practicing Krishna consciousness for many, many years, what is it that makes you always enlivened, enthusiastic, and still always following Prabhupada's instructions to the very best as you can? What is it that can benefit others as well, that they can also follow?
I had a good mother. My mother was very powerful. She said, do the right thing, Very, very good. This enthusiasm and determination to maintain that is not easy, because sometimes we have challenges and disappointments in life, and sometimes the mosquitoes and people who are envious sometimes give us a hard time. Everybody has a struggle, even in our own families, we have struggles. I just always felt that the more we can stay focused on being enthusiastic, that means being part of the kirtan, that by joining in the kirtan, I mean, you know, I was a drummer, but I never played harmonium until I came to Vrindavan. I'm still trying to learn. And just by being in the kirtan and really steadily take up the reading and have some solid service and try to be kind to everyone and appreciate other services as well. Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotees like the six Goswamis were friends of everyone. They had no enemies, but sometimes it appears that way, that people become, you know, inimical. So I think the family life is necessary if we're all together in Krishna consciousness. If, you know, a family that chants together, stays together. But sometimes there's difficulties. Even Srila Prabhupada, you know, in order for the bigger mission, he left his family. Not that you should leave your family, but everyone should try to engage your family in Krishna consciousness as best we can. But at the same time, we have an opportunity to serve. We should take up service very seriously. It's a very hard question. Thank you for asking it.
It's a good answer, though. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Oh, any last question or comment? Oh, my friend, my friend.
Actually, when I first came to Vrindavan, 1998, I came to Vrindavan first.
98?
In the Vrindavan itself.
Your father was already here.
He was 94 January.
Yeah. I was here when he came.
Yeah. And when I came, you were the first devotee I saw, actually. We came
Where?
here.
I was?
You were the first devotee.
Still trying to become a devotee.
Yeah, so and just in your light of speaking about how, you know, how it's important to come to Vrindavan, it's so important to make plans to come, because it is really a special place. We do preach, we do things, but to come here is so crucial. I can say, you know, even if we go, like, just we had to exit India, so we usually wouldn't go to Nepal, you know, quickly. But this last year we just let's do something sensible. Let's go. We went to Thailand. And it was really, really great. It was we also met devotees and everything. And I was chanting my rounds in the sea, you know, sitting 2 hours in the sea shore. It was so much enjoyment, so much good for health, everything. And we were coming back to Vrindavan after a week or so, you know, we were coming back to Vrindavan in this dust and noise. And I was thinking, you know, now we are coming back to Braja after all this, you know, amazing nature and kind people and nobody is really tax money, you know. And as soon as we came out of the car, you know, we were so happy. Dust of Vrindavan, noise of Vrindavan. You know, this is a transcendental place. You can see, you know, no amount of material, even sattvic material enjoyment, which is really sattvic, you know, the nice nature and everything, cannot compare to the noise of rickshaws and dust of Vrindavan Dham. That was our realization.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, we started crying when we come back to Braja, you know. So how it's possible, you know, from material point of view, doesn't make any sense, you know. So just to be in the light of your wonderful, glorification of Shri Braja Dham ki jai.
We're very fortunate. Sri Vrindavan Dham is special. Srila Prabhupada is very, very special. And this opportunity to serve in his society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is very, very special. Once in a billion lifetimes, very, very rare to meet a devotee and to have the guidance of Prabhupada and the blessings of Lord Nityananda here in Vrindavan Dham. We're most fortunate. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His grace, Panca, Gauda, Prabhu, okay.
Good job.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.